Hello everybody, I'm Chris, and I'm gonna break a cardinal YouTube rule right now. If you were planning on going on a vacation right now to Magic Kingdom or Florida, then do not watch this video. It will only confuse you. This is only for people who are thinking about going to Disneyland. You should never, and if you do have a YouTube channel, it's some good advice. Never tell people not to watch a channel. But I don't want people to get confused because this new pass they have here at Disneyland and Florida, it's not the same. Florida's got a better version of it, I'll say that. All right, let's talk about the new Lightning Lane multi-pass that's happening here in Disneyland. Genie Plus is dead, so you're gonna hear people call it Genie Plus for quite a while. It's been rebranded. It's now called the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, LLMP, I guess, Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. All right, before we get started, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know how to use the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass at Disneyland. But it's gonna be very complicated. So down at the bottom of this video, in the description, I'll put chapters. So you can rewatch over and over and over again the certain parts of this, how to effectively use the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, because most people use it wrong and it's very expensive. So if you're gonna pay for it, make sure you're using it right so you get the most bang for your buck. All right, so let's get started. I'm walking into Disneyland. Let's say you're interested in buying the the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Now, before we get started, I need to talk about the particular vocabulary that you're gonna need to know. Number one is there's one thing called Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and another one called Single Lane Multi-Pass or Single Lane Pass or something like that. Those are two very different things. The Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, that's what Genie Plus used to be. And the Single Lane Multi-Pass, I guess, or just a Single Lane Pass, that's for only two different attractions. I'll get into that a little bit later on. This is the fourth time I've done a video about this because Disney keeps changing it. Currently filming, this is in July of 2024, the cost for the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass is $30 per person. And that's important to understand. It's $30 per person because if you want to use it for your whole family, each person in your family has to purchase the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Yeah, it gets a little pricey. All right, step number one, the first thing you absolutely have to do if you're interested in using the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass is you have to download the app. This is an app-based product, and so you have to have the app. The app is just the Disneyland app, so make sure you have the Disneyland app downloaded onto your smartphone, and that is the first thing you have to do. If you don't have the app, you can't use this multi-lane park pass Lightning Lane thing. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, you have to have the app download. Okay. Now, once you've downloaded the app, you have the Disneyland app down on your phone. Before you get here, go through and fill out all the information, put in all your personal information and tie everything together. There's gonna be a part where it's gonna ask you about your credit card. That's very important. Make sure you have your credit card tied up into your app, so that way when you go to purchase the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, you're just able to purchase it super easy. That's also if you have your credit card on file on the app, when you order mobile food, you'll be able to just order it right from your phone and you don't have to pull up your credit card and to look for numbers. It's all done. So number one, download the app. Number two, make sure you have all the app filled out. Don't wait till the morning of getting here trying to do it. Have it all done way before you get here. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna use an example of a family of 4 people. Your family might have more, might have a little bit less, but for this purpose, I'm gonna be talking about a family of 4. Let's say they're from Iowa or Montana or Wisconsin. They're coming down here to Disneyland for a family vacation. You got the mom and dad and 2 kids. These are the 4 people. You have the app done. You've got all the information put in. Most likely it's probably the mom. Usually the moms are always like on charge of the vacation. Dad's just like, what's going on? Just show up the day of. So you have the app downloaded, you have all your information put in the app. You're also gonna wanna link everybody who's going with you on the family vacation on the app. You're gonna take each ticket you have, each individual person in your family is gonna have their ticket to get into Disneyland. You use those tickets to be able to go ahead and link them. You can scan them through using the app or you type in numbers, and that way each person, their tickets are already added to the app. This is important, so it'll save you a lot of time later on when you're making a reservation to ride a ride. You can say, thank you. You can just go in and just click the whole party, and it's just like all 4 of you at the same time, rather have to do each one individually. So that's a nice little feature. Now, I'm gonna show you a screenshot of my app. You'll notice I'm not currently in Disneyland. Since I'm not in Disneyland, I cannot purchase the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. I can't purchase that until I've actually scanned in to Disneyland. That's a big difference for Florida. Florida, they can pre-register. Here at Disneyland, you can't. So I have to get in the park. You'll notice on the screen that I'm looking at that I'm trying to purchase it, I can't because it's all grayed out. But once I've scanned my ticket in, then I can go ahead and purchase the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Okay, just walked into Disneyland, scanned my ticket. Now let's take a look at the Lightning Lane multi-pass. You're gonna go onto the Disney app. You're gonna go there where it says like My Day, or should be like highlighted. It's in a nice green color now because it's no longer blue for Genie Plus. You're gonna click on that little part there and you'll be able to purchase it. You'll see how my name is now darker. I can actually purchase it because I'm in the park. Once I click that, all the people I want to purchase it for, and I click on that and then I purchase it. And since my credit card's already tied to it, it's just gonna come up nice and easy for you. So that's really nice. You have to buy it for each person in your party. So for this family of 4 that's coming from Wisconsin, each person is going to have to buy the Lightning Lane multi-pass. So it's $30 per person, which is expensive. We're talking like $120. Yeah, just kind of be aware of that. But let's just say we've purchased it for all 4 people. Now, how do I go out and make a reservation? Well, the way that you go make a reservation is you go back to the app, and once you're on the app, you're gonna go to that little area that says like future plans, click on that, and you see it says tip board. That's what you're looking for. You're gonna click on tip board, and once you go down, you're gonna scroll down till you find the attraction that you wanna go to, and it'll tell you the return time of the attraction. I'm gonna make a reservation for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, and I'll be returning Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters at 4:20. That is how you use the Lightning Multi-Pass to make a reservation. Now, I'm gonna break it down a little bit later on how to really maximize your time, because a lot of people do it wrong, so just be aware of that. We'll get to that in just a little bit later on in the video. Now, each person in your party will have to have that, the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. So if I just made it just for myself, and I went and took Amanda and Miles to go get on Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, they wouldn't let Amanda or Miles on because they don't have the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Every single person in your family has to have it. So if you have a large family, it can get quite pricey. A big question I always get asked in these videos, right? Well, Chris, if we have a family of 4 and 2 of us want to do Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters and 2 want to go do Indiana Jones, I mean, do we have to stay together? No, you don't. So I would just make a reservation for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters for like me and the other person, and then the other 2 people who don't have a reservation yet, they can get on the app and they can go make a reservation or get a Lightning Lane for Indiana Jones. You don't have to keep your party together. It just is kind of, usually most people do. All right, so now we need to talk about how to maximize this Lightning Lane multi-pass. Is when you get here to Disneyland, you're gonna be tempted right when you walk in the morning, so you're doing rope drop, you're gonna wanna get on and you wanna start making reservations. Don't do that. I know it sounds really counterintuitive to what you think. The reason is, here's the rules for the Lightning Lane multi-pass. You can only ride those attractions one time. Well, you can ride them multiple times, but you can only use the Lightning Lane one time. So for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, where I'm going to, I have a little reservation. If I go back on the app after I'm done using this reservation, I can no longer reserve Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. I can only do it one time. So the reason in the morning, when you first get here, if you get here really early in the morning, there's usually not a lot of people here, right? So you're running to like Space Mountain, it's only a 15-minute wait, or Indiana Jones, maybe a 20-minute wait. So a lot of times people get here, they go on the app, they get their Lightning Lane, and it says, be right there in 10 minutes, and it's like 8:10 in the morning. You kind of wasted that, because later on in the afternoon, when it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's like an hour wait to get in Space Mountain, this is when you would want to be using the Lightning Lane when there's a long lines. So hi, how are you? So my advice to you is only start using it around 10 or so in the morning, then start jamming all those reservations in there, because you want to make sure you can maximize how many reservations you get. Don't waste a reservation if there's no line for that particular attraction. Okay, so now I have to find a place where I can sit down and talk to you about how to use this, how to maximize the pass and not be distracted. So let me find a spot where I can sit down. Let's get into it. So let's say it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I want to go on Space Mountain. All right, so I'll put a clock here for it. This says Space Mountain at 9 in the morning. And I get a Genie Plus for it at 9 in the morning. Now, the way that Genie Plus works is that when you go reserve a ride, it'll tell you your comeback time. It says, okay, you want to ride Space Mountain, it's 9 in the morning, I reserve Space Mountain, but it's already super crowded that day, so it tells me to come back at noon. I have to wait 3 hours before I can use my Genie Plus on Space Mountain. So it's at 9 in the morning, and now I can come back and use Space Mountain at noon. Makes sense, right? This is where most people mess up. If your wait is like from 9 to noon, so that's 3 hours, you can get a new Genie Plus every 2 hours. So at 9 in the morning, what I do is at 9 in the morning, make my reservation for Space Mountain. They'll tell me to come back at noon. I would then, I know this sounds so weird, I'm going to then set an alarm on my phone to go off at 11 o'clock after 2 hours after I made a reservation. And then at 11 o'clock, I will go make another reservation for another attraction, maybe Indiana Jones at like 4 o'clock or whatever. Now I still have my reservation for Space Mountain at noon, and then I've made another one for Indiana Jones, and then I'm gonna set my alarm clock again to go off again in another 2 hours, and I'll make another reservation. Keep doing that, because what happens is a lot of people, they'll go make a reservation, like they'll get here early in the park, they'll make a reservation for Space Mountain, and it's like 10 in the morning, they'll make a reservation for Space Mountain, and it's not till 4 o'clock. They won't use their Genie Plus again till 4 o'clock because they think they can't. You can use it every 2 hours, but there's an even better way. What? All right, let's use that Space Mountain example again. It's 9 in the morning, right? 9 in the morning, I make a reservation for Space Mountain. They tell me to come back at 10 o'clock. Now, if I go back at 10 o'clock, it has not been my 2 hours yet, but once you have used your Genie Plus, you've scanned in and used it, you can immediately make another reservation. So I make my reservation, it's 9 in the morning, I make a reservation for Space Mountain at 10 o'clock. The second I go in, and while I'm waiting in line, and they've scanned my Genie Plus, they've scanned it and cleared it out, while I'm waiting in line, make your next reservation for the next attraction you want to go on. Don't wait, make it boom, boom, pow. Okay, that's how you're gonna get the most attractions. All right, so here it is, the question that people want to know: can you pre-purchase this Lightning Lane multipass? Can I purchase it before my vacation starts? Yes, technically, but it's not for everybody. Let me explain. Okay, if you already purchased your Disneyland tickets, then you can't pre-purchase the Lightning Lane multipass. Or if you have an annual pass or a Magic Key or whatever you want to call it, then you can't pre-purchase those. You can only purchase those once you're in the park. Park hopper pass, or just a 3-day ticket, then you could say, I would like to have the multi-lane park pass thing, the multi-lane, it was a Lightning Lane multi-pass attached to each of the tickets, and they could pre-sell those for you. You can't use them until you get into the park that day, but they'll pre-sell them to you. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what's the advantage of pre-selling them? The biggest advantage I can determine is that if there's a price increase, you won't have to pay it. So when I first did it, these videos a couple years ago, Genie Plus was $20, then it was $25, and now it's $30. So if you purchase it and you're locking your price at $30, then you come here in October and it's gone up to $35, you don't have to pay the difference. You actually get to lock in the price. The other thing is though, one other caveat is you can only buy those Lightning Lane multi-passes in advance if you're buying them for every single day that you have a ticket. So if you have a 3-day ticket, you have to buy it multi-passes all 3 days. So just kind of be aware of that, so get kind of pricing. If you are only going to be using the Lightning Lane multi-pass one day, then you don't need to pre-purchase it, don't worry about it, just purchase it when you come into the park. Okay, so it's time for me to go into Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, and I'm going to show you on the app what that little ticket looks like. And then you pull the little ticket on your phone and you're just going to scan it into the booth. Unfortunately, I can't scan and film at the same time because I have to show this, but you just put it on your phone, the little scanner thing, you slide it in and out, and there you go. You have to do that for, if you have 4 passes, you'll slide it in and out, and each pass gets your one, ba-dink, slide it over, ba-dink, slide it over, ba-dink. And when it's time, you're going to come to that little thing right there, and you're going to put your phone right in that little thing, scan it in, and that's how you get your pass. It's just that easy. Slide your phone right in there, ding, ding. All right, so I just went in to scan my ticket for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, and while I was waiting in line, I'm going to make a reservation, go look see what other reservations I could make. Okay, so I just went in and just made another reservation for Star Tours. In just a few moments, I'll walk down here, walk across, and go to Star Tours. If you have notifications turned on, it'll even come up on your home screen to remind you that you have a Lightning Lane ready to go. All right, let's take a 2-second break and see what kind of score I get in Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. So I'll be right back.
Don't forget to holster those blasters.
Not my best score, but not too bad. Okay, now it's time right now to go do Star Tours. So once I've gone into Star Tours and done it, I can go in and make another selection. So that's, you're just trying to build that momentum and keep doing and getting all those selections. Another thing that's included with your Lightning Lane multi-pass is if any of the rides have like an on-board photo, usually you have to pay for those. At the end of the ride, just get that number and put it in the app, you'll get that free download of that photo. It's just sweet, so that's included. Now, not all attractions have the Lightning Lane, but the ones that do, when you go there, you'll see there's gonna be an entrance there that says Lightning Lane. That's where you're gonna use your multi-pass Lightning Lane. Okay, now we're gonna talk about something that's gonna sound really weird. You're gonna want the ride to break down. What? I know, that sounds really weird, but this is your golden ticket. Now, keep in mind, not every single attraction has the Lightning Lane, the Lightning Lane multi-pass. Not every, like Peter Pan doesn't have it, Alice in Wonderland doesn't have it. But there is a secret hack that if the ride breaks down, you can get a golden ticket. If you ever have Genie Plus and you go on and you see that an attraction is down, let's say Space Mountain is down for whatever reason, then what you want to do is you immediately want to try to select that attraction and get your wait time, because if your wait time expires and the ride's not back up, then guess what? They will then give you a ticket to allow you to go ride anything that you want to go ride except for Rise, Cars, and Web Slingers and Peter Pan. Other than that, you can go on a whole bunch of different attractions, even if they don't have the lightning lane. For example, Alice in Wonderland. What? So I go and select, I see the Space Mountains down, I quickly go select it, and then it'll come back up, and hopefully it doesn't come back up, which sounds weird. And then my time expires, I'm gonna get that ticket to go back and to use any attraction that I want. Then immediately what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go select select Space Mountain again because it's so close and I haven't used my original first try, and just hopefully keep getting those tickets of ride whatever you wanna ride. Yeah, not a lot of people know that. That's an amazing secret. Now, if the attraction breaks down, you'll be able to use that ticket that they give you, that golden ticket, on almost any attraction, even if they don't have lightning lanes. Like for example, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan. You cannot use it on Rise of the Resistance or the Cars attraction, but almost every other attraction, they'll let you use that golden ticket, which is sweet. One other thing to think about is, I think a lot of people have this, but the Disney, the app, it drains a lot of your battery. I mean, so have a backup, like a battery charge or something like that, because you're gonna be on your phone a little bit more than probably you want to, but that's just kind of the necessary evil of having the lightning lane multi-pass. Now we have to talk about what's called the single lane. The single lane. So there are two attractions. There's one in Disney California Adventure and there's one in Disneyland. And the lightning lane multi-pass doesn't get you on those attractions. It's Rise of Resistance here in Disneyland, and it's a Cars ride, the Radiator Racers in Disney California Adventure. If you want to go on those attractions, you just have to either wait in line or you can buy a pass, a single lane pass that'll allow you to skip most of the line. And the price on that varies per day. So it's gonna be, depending on it's a variable price. These single lane passes, they say they can be as low as $7 all the way up to $25 per person. And it depends on how crowded the day is and what time you're trying to buy it. The price is gonna be variable. Just be aware of that. So if you buy the multi-lane, the lightning lane multi-pass, it doesn't include Rise Resistance, it doesn't include the Cars ride. Just so you know, you just have to wait in line, or you have to pay an additional cost to ride those attractions if you want to skip to the front of the line. Now, this here, when you talk about the lightning lane multi-pass, you don't skip all the way to the front of the line. You skip most of the line. I would say you skip about 80% of the line, just to be aware of that. You still have a little bit of a line waiting to do, but not too bad. The other thing is, my advice is if you are not buying a park hopper pass, I would not buy the multi-line, like the lightning lane multi-pass, because it's for both parks. So you really need a park hopper pass to get the benefit of it. And so just be aware, if you're just doing like one park per day, then I don't even know if they'll even sell it to you, to be honest with you, but I would not do that because you're missing half the attractions there. All right, I gotta find a place where I can sit down and talk to you guys. So maybe we'll find a quiet place. Okay, I found a place here. I'm at Earl's Sandwich, just got an 80 sandwich, and I just want to quickly say this. To the moms, the dads, the grandmas, the grandpas, the aunts and uncles who are preparing to take little ones to Disneyland. It can be challenging and you're spending a lot of money and because of that you feel like you have to do a lot. The most important thing is, at the end of the day, is to have a good experience with the kids. They won't remember how many rides you rode. They won't remember if you rode 5 rides or 15 rides. They will remember laughing and riding in the car with you and talking and sharing treats in line and telling funny stories, and the sad things will become funny after a while and all that. It's the memories. It's the memories. So when you come on your vacation to Disneyland, I know it's a little bit stressful because you want to do a lot because you're spending so much money, but what you're actually paying for is to create these young memories with your family that you can relive over and over for a lifetime. And so just remember that. And you are awesome. And I hope that you have a fantastic vacation. All right, guys, hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you want, then click the link down below to get the lowest tickets on. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, just get the lowest price tickets by clicking the link below, or call 1-855-GETAWAY. Tell them Provost Park Pass sent you. You'll get the best deals on hotels and tickets, everything you need to come to Disneyland. Okay, guys, have a great time. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.